There we
Hello,
go.
hello.
How's it going,
How's,
Mary?
it is going well. How are you?
I'm doing well. You've been away for a very long time. You need to tell us where you were.
I know it's been way too long. I have been mostly working on our AI roadshows and the Hackathon League, and I haven't been at any global hack weeks recently, which has been very sad. So I'm particularly excited to be here today.
We're going to have you here for 1 full hour, so that's a win for us. And we hope that you also come on stream for the rest of the week. We have someone here in the chat who won their first hackathon. We celebrate your
That's
win together.
amazing. Let us know what hackathon it was, and I'm curious what you built. If you don't mind sharing, I'm curious.
Do you have any
Let's see.
memories of when you started off with databases? How did you start with them?
Honestly, my introduction to databases was my database class in university. Um,
Mhm.
I really never used them before that class, and so it was a steep learning curve is what I'll say there. I wish I would have gone to something like this to learn in a bit more of a relaxed environment before I was getting graded on it. So that was my rough introduction. What about you?
Almost the same, I think. But I think even before I started taking classes, I think a bunch of us got together to build a project. I remember us creating a database of medicines that were available in the local pharmacy. And I don't remember where it went exactly, but we did something like that. And that's when I heard of databases and setting up database schemas are a pain for sure. But then with the advancements that we've had in the last few years, it's become way more easier. And I'm really glad that we have some of those partners also coming in to get everybody in the chat here and everybody who's attending Data Week a chance to learn all of that for, I think, in a much quicker way than we would have while we were learning things.
Yes, it looks like someone else is in that same boat as us with learning things there. This one too. Database to the first semester of college was interesting. Oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. Yeah, I that would be a rough start, but we got through it, and that's what matters.
And it
uh,
looks like the person who won the third prize was contributing to open source in some way, which is very, very nice to see.
Very very cool. This person attended their first hackathon without knowing how to use Git. Same, like so many people in our community are in that boat as well. So we're happy to have you here, and to everyone watching this stream who doesn't know how to use Git, that is okay. Yeah, we'll learn it together.
For sure.
Somebody asked where I can find the schedule for the whole week. Let me grab that link for you here over on our website, which I just
Cool.
linked, ghw.mlh.io/schedule. You can see everything going on in your own time zone because we have stuff going all throughout the day and night because we have people joining from all over the world. So head over there, see what works well for your schedule.
Yeah. I think, Mary, this is a good start for us, and we can go ahead and tell people who we actually are and what we're here for.
Of course, let's do it.
Cool. I'll let you kick things off then.
Perfect. Hey everyone, my name is Mary. I work on first party events and I work on the league team at MLH. So, what that means is I spend a lot of my time working with organizers who run our member event hackathons. So if you've ever been to an MLH member event hackathon, those are put on by our fantastic community of organizers, most of whom are students. So I help work with them along with Siddharth, who does this as well, to help them put on awesome events. And then the rest of my time at work, I spend working on the events that we actually plan ourselves. So MLH runs a couple of conferences throughout the year. We run things like Global Hack Week and Digital Hackathons. So I get to help support some of the teams that put on those things. And my fun fact is I'm a huge art nerd. I love kind of all things fiber arts and visual arts and music. This weekend, I picked out a new knitting pattern that I'm going to go get the supplies for tomorrow. which I'm really, really stoked about to get started on. Maybe I'll give an update on Monday when I'm back on stream with how the start of it goes.
Yeah,
What about
we really want you to come tell us how it went when you're on stream, but we also want you to send a picture to the Data Week channel on Discord. There's no way that you're going out of
I
that.
need to. I really, really need to.
Perfect. Well, it's my turn now to introduce. If we have not met yet, my name is Siddharth. I work as a first-party events coordinator at Major League Hacking. So if you've been to any of our global hack weeks in the past, or if you are coming in to attend this one, I get to work on global hack weeks and also our digital hackathons that happen on the MLH community Discord. If you've been around for any of those, we've probably interacted earlier on. If not, we're going to definitely interact a lot more during this week. And my fun fact is that I am an aviation geek. Don't worry if you don't know what that means, but you probably have heard of people who enjoy reading about airplanes, watch them land, and spend a lot of time actually watching them land and take off. I am one of them, and that's my easiest introduction to what AV geeks do. If anybody in the chat here is interested about talking about airplanes, and this is a very relevant week for all of us as well, because the world of aviation has a lot of data in it. So if anybody here wants to maybe get together, analyze some aviation data, or maybe put some planes that are flying right now on a map, I'm all ears for that. So let's just get together and see what all of us aviation geeks can achieve together during this week.
Very, very cool.
Well, with that, we know we have a lot to cover today, and we need to really, really tell you everything that you've been waiting for. So we'll kick things off. If this is your first time coming to a Global Hack Week and you're wondering what Global Hack Weeks are, Global Hack Week is hosted by Major League Hacking. But if this is also your first time coming to a Major League Hacking event and you're not quite sure what we do, well, Major League Hacking runs the global hacker community, and that's our mission to empower hackers just like all of you. And we do this by supporting events, workshops, internship alternatives, and so much more. And by being at this event, you are now joining a community of over 1 million hackers. If you were here for the last Global Hack Week, or if you've been here for any of our digital hackathons, you would have seen us call out that we were a community of over 1 million hackers. But now we are changing that number a little bit and saying that we are about 200,000 more hackers altogether. We announced this at HackCon this year, and this is very exciting to see how quickly our community is growing and how many of you get together with us at anything and everything that we do for you. Well, if this is your first time coming to a Global Hack Week, we are really, really excited to have you here. But if you are one of our regulars who are always here to come help us, help other people coming in, and also make sure that the community on Discord feels supported and they are actually also very successful this week, we are also equally excited to have you here. But if you're still wondering what Global Hack Week is, I'm going to call on Mary to tell us a little bit more about that is.
Of course. Well, welcome everyone to Global Hack Week. That is what you are attending right now. We run one of these events every single month. And so really the way to think about these is every month we take a week to pick out a topic and spend intentional time that week learning and building new things all around that. So Data Week is about all things data. I know this is a very, very wide topic that touches every industry. It's so intertwined with AI and ML, which is so, so big right now. So the sky is really the limit with this theme. And the thing I always like to call out too is these themes are really meant to give you a guide on what to be thinking about throughout the week. And it, helps us curate the schedule, but try not to feel limited to it. This is, at the end of the day, just a celebration of building and learning. So if there is something other than data that you are really wanting to build this week, go for it. Like, this is not meant to limit you. It's meant to help give you a place to get some inspiration from. We have a ton of awesome partners with us this week who are going to help you dive even more into the world of data. So we're going to tell you a little bit about those. Siddharth, do you want to tell us about Bright Data?
Of course, yes. Well, Bright Data, the folks at Bright Data are joining us for the first time, so we want some extra shout outs for them while we're talking about them. But Bright Data empowers developers and AI builders to effortlessly collect web data. If you've ever been in that situation where you are trying to get some data from the web, trying to maybe build a scraper by yourself, and you've realized how scrappy these things can be, you need not worry about that at all, because you don't need to deal with any of your unpredictable blocking, any of the geo restrictions. None of that will bother you anymore. All you need to do is come to this workshop that's going to happen on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, where the Bright Data team is going to be around to not just show you about what this tool can do, but also answer your questions and tell you other things that you can build when you go to your next hackathon, or in general when you kick off your professional careers. Well, they also will have a lot of beginner friendly challenges that you can work on. This will ensure that while you're going to the workshop, while you're getting introduced to the platform, you're also having a chance to work on hands on challenges and kind of validate that you're learning on the go. So, all of that exciting thing is happening this week. Make sure to register for that workshop at 11 a.m. Eastern. We just shared that link to the schedule. You can find all of the different things that we're going to talk about on that page. Mary, who do we have next?
Of course. So next up, we have Fasten AI. If you are not familiar with them, they do a ton of different work inside of the AI and ML space. So some of the practical things you can do with them is like help connect APIs that you're working on together. They basically provide a bunch of the infrastructure that helps you embed different things that you're working on and get them to communicate with each other. They are going to do a workshop at 11 a.m. Eastern time today. So that's right after this stream ends. And in addition to that, they have some beginner friendly technical challenges that you'll have the chance to work on throughout the week. I know this is my first time using their tool. I don't know if it is for you as well, Siddharth, but I'm really excited to see what all folks do with all the ways they make data integration easier inside of applications that you're making.
Of course. And while AI is also a very popular thing right now, I think getting an opportunity to learn AI while we're also doing a lot of data related things, there's nothing better than that. Cool. Who do we have next? We have Figma. If you've never heard of Figma yet, and this is also for all the design fans in the chat who were feeling out of place and didn't know where to go, well, Figma is a web based design tool that allows hackers to create, share, test designs all on the go. If you've ever gone to a hackathon before and you were all confused, not knowing where to begin, and were struggling to put your idea into a design prototype, this is exactly where you can start. And while you are hacking at Global Hack Week Data Week, you also have a chance to sign up for their Figma education account. Well, the TLDR is the Figma education account is a way for you to get access to all of their professional level features absolutely for free. And that also comes with another exciting thing called Figma Dev Mode. I'm sure some of us have given it a try to create designs, but that takes up a lot of time. And then when we start to write code all from scratch, it just takes a lot of time for us to do all of that together, right? Imagine having a way to create designs on Figma and be able to get your front end code right from the designs that you just made. That's exactly what Figma Dev Mode will allow you to do. And all of that will be discussed in two workshops that we're running this week. One of them will be at 2 p.m. Eastern today, and the other will be at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Both of those workshops will have the same content, but we try to run it a couple of times during the week to make sure that folks from different time zones can attend it and can make use of the opportunity to interact with the streamer and get your questions answers. While you are doing all of that, you will still have a lot of design challenges to work on. So make sure you are making use of all of that. Learn design, because it's also a very good opportunity for you to then do better storytelling at the next hackathon that you go to. Feel free to come back to us for questions. There's also a channel for each of the partners on Discord. So come back to us with questions and we'll be happy to help you out.
In addition to Figma, we have MongoDB here with us this week. They are a database service. MongoDB is actually the first, I know we were talking a little bit earlier about like introduction to databases. In my first database class that I took during university, I used MongoDB. What I really like about this platform is it's just very simple to get started with, and it's a particularly beginner-friendly platform. They have a lot of cool stuff going on over there, including skills badges that you can earn. These are fantastic to add to your resume, your portfolio, your LinkedIn, whatever it is, to show off some of these practical skills that you have. They also have two workshops going on, one at 12 p.m. Eastern time and then one at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Both today, back to back. You're going to learn how to get started and then go a little bit deeper in that second workshop. In addition to that, they have a bunch of cool challenges for you to tackle throughout the week. Most of those tie into those skills badges that I mentioned earlier.
course. And I also mentioned a little bit that when I was learning databases, setting up schema was a big problem for me. But when you are working on MongoDB, they have this thing called MongoDB Atlas, which I'm sure you'll get introduced to when you go to those workshops. But all the creation of schema and all of the backend setup is already taken care of because this is all happening on the cloud. So I think you should definitely go to this workshop. Well, while we're talking of the partners, I realized that we skipped through a partner GitHub while we were fighting for that next button there. So I'm going to go talk about them a little bit, real quick. Well, GitHub is this platform where millions of developers and businesses all work together, and they call it their home as well. If you've been to a hackathon before, or if you've started your journey, and we saw one person here in the chat say that they went to their first hackathon without knowing Git. Well, for all of you together, this is a good opportunity for you to learn not just Git that powers GitHub in the background, but also get familiarized with all the things that GitHub has to offer. And talking about GitHub, it lets you maintain version history of the code that you do. It's a best way for you to work with other contributors or the other team members while you're building a project together. All of that will be discussed from a hackathon perspective, of course, while you go to both of those workshops. And we're also doing a workshop for the first time. I'll hold on to that for a little bit, and I'll tell you that when we get to the schedule for today. But while you do all of that, you are also getting a chance to sign up for the GitHub Student Developer Pack. If you don't know what that is, think of this as a collection of all the important tools out there that you get for completely free. So think of maybe your email client that you wanted to set up for the next hackathon that you're organizing, or maybe needed some free cloud credits, a domain name for yourself, or maybe a free access to a design tool. All of that is part of the GitHub Student Developer Pack. So this is your one place that you need to go to be standing out of the crowd and having all of those things for free. And while you are with us, you're also getting this link that you can see on the screen, which you can use to sign up for the GitHub Student Developer Pack. And your request will be fast-tracked if you use that link with us. While you're doing all of that, as I kept on saying for other things, you will also have a lot of beginner-friendly challenges that you can work on, which helps you understand all the different things that exist on GitHub. And make sure you also join this workshop by Wei. I can see Wei in the chat. Wei is going to run this workshop that I was going to keep as a surprise. But this is the first time that we're running this workshop where you're going to get introduced to the AI agent that GitHub Copilot recently introduced. So there's a lot of excitement that I have personally for this stream, and Wei is going to run it. So please make sure that you go register for it and be there. All right. Mary, do you want to get started with telling us how do we really check in?
Of course, of course. So we want to make sure you are fully checked in for the event. That is how we know to send you swag, which I know all of us are looking forward to getting. So the first place you want to check in is on our main event page. Most of you are probably already registered here, but if you are not, go ahead and head on over there. You can register and check in right now. If you registered before today, you'll still want to go back there and check in. Let us know that you are here and you are attending the event. So that is the most important place to go first. In addition to that, you'll check into each live stream that you attend. Couple reasons for this. One, it just helps us know what kind of live streams people are enjoying. So knowing knowing like how many people are going to them helps us better know like what topics you all want, what timings work well for you, and all of that. So this data during Data Week is really, really helpful for us, making sure that these events are curated to you. In addition to that, you get bonus swag at the end of the week, and checking into a lot of events is what gets you closer to getting that. Siddharth will tell you the details about swag, though.
Yes, of course. And I saw this question here, or rather two things here. One from a hacker, they say that they love MongoDB. We love it too. And I saw another question here asking if MongoDB is free. Yes is the short answer, but I'd still encourage you to go back to those streams when we announce that later right now, later during the stream, where Rosendo, who's also, I know, a crowd favorite, who's going to come around to tell you all about MongoDB and get you introduced to that platform. But yes, you can use MongoDB absolutely for free. Well, coming to the most exciting thing that everybody here was waiting for, the first thing that you can do right away is go grab your digital swag. If you've not done this earlier, your digital swag is a GHW frame that you can get from that link that we had highlighted. Swags, exactly. I'm again, this is the link that you can go to right now. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see a resources section where you will have a link that you can click on to download your digital swag. It's a very cute little frame that you can use to add yourself into the frame and go post online, make sure to tag us, because we love to see all the posts that you make during this week, and we also reshare them and to give you extra love and extra appreciation for doing all that while you're here with us hacking. So that's the first thing that you can do. But that's not the end. Next, you can earn what we call as basic swag, and you can earn this by registering and checking in to the main event. That's on mlh.link/GHW. Second, we also want you to submit an address, and this is for us to know where do we send the swag that you're going to earn this week. And you can do that by visiting this link on the screen. I can also drop it in the chat real quick for you. There we go. That's your link, and that's the second thing that you need to do. The third thing that you need to do is visit the challenges dashboard, which is on that link, ghw.mlh.io/challenges, and you would see a list of featured challenges in there, which are the ones that you need to complete. And these are going to be very simple registration type challenges, which would not honestly take you about more than 2 or 3 minutes per challenge. And honestly, if you were to go do it right now, you would be done before we even wrap up the opening ceremony. It's going to be that quick. But if you ask me, how do I really identify featured challenges? When you're on that website, you're going to have a special green badge on the challenge card for featured challenges, and all of them will appear on the top of the page. If you still don't know where to find it, just come to us and ask us questions in the chat. We're happy to give you a walkthrough of that as well. But earning basic swag is as simple as just checking in and registering, submitting an address, and completing these featured challenges. But that's not it yet. We also have something called the bonus swag. And this is in addition to everybody who gets the basic swag. If you were to go and check into at least 5 or more live events during this week, you will also get some extra stickers. And these are really cool ones that are themed around the specific data, the specific Global Hack Week. And we want all of you to be going to these streams, but make sure that you're not compromising on your sleep or are finding time in between class to come to streams. We really want you to go have enough sleep, go attend classes, and do anything that you need to do on a daily basis. But we have about 50 streams, or I think more than 50 streams happening throughout the week. So it may be really easy for you to find 5 streams that fit your schedule to come and watch it live and claim your bonus swag. But well, that is still not the end. We also have something called the MongoDB swag. And Mary talked about the skill badge challenges a little while ago, but we have a few skills badge challenges that are running throughout the week. And this is also available on our challenges dashboard. Whoever completes at least one skill badge challenge, you're getting an extra MongoDB swag or MongoDB really cool sticker that I'll give you a sneak peek of in just a little bit. But all you have to do is go to that page, look for skill badge challenges, and complete that. But now is the time that I want to really show you this cool MongoDB sticker that you will not get anywhere else except for Global Hack Weeks for now. And when you complete that, that's what you're going to get. If you are someone who is fond of laptop stickers, or you've already started your collection of your hexagonal stickers from MLH, this is going to fit right in, because this is also hexagonal in shape. Mary, do you have a sticker collection like that? Were you fond of stickers when you were still going to hackathons?
I am. I hate to admit, now most of my stickers all live in a drawer on my desk because I can never decide where I want to put them. And so my laptop is almost entirely free of stickers. I have very few. But I love collecting them. I need to just decide what I'm going to do with all of them, though.
Same. I also have them laying inside a box, and I occasionally go back and put them on a table, spread it over, and then each sticker reminds me of an event that I went to and reminds me of a specific memory that I have from my events. This is my way to get some nostalgia while I'm looking at it, and I love stickers as and when they come to me. Yes, someone says 2 Global Happy sticker packs. Yes, we send them all together, but there's plenty of stickers that you can win this weekend. All right, but again, that was not the end. There's another thing that we need to talk to you about, which is called surprise prizes. And this is given out to active hackers throughout the week. So if you are someone who's really active in the chat, helping others in the chat right now with questions, or maybe also helping people over on Discord, we really want to thank you for all the effort that you put and the time that you spend helping other hackers. And you will find an MLHer tag your message on Discord and telling you that you won a surprise prize, or even the streamers tell you that you won a surprise prize for being active in the chat or helping other people here. I think, Mary, this is also a good time for us to really give away a surprise prize and show people how it's done.
Yes, I completely agree. What should we ask folks?
But you've not been here for a few minutes or a few Global Hack Weeks. Do you want to come up with a prompt?
Yes. Okay, let's do a classic. Let me know in the chat where you are tuning in from, and then I'm just gonna randomly pick one of the comments. So we're gonna just stick with the classic. Let us know where you're calling in from. And I will give it, I know there's a little bit of a delay on Twitch. Okay, I see they're starting to come in. I'm gonna wait till we have a bunch, and then I'll start scrolling, and I'll pick one person at random. Okay.
I'll go check for any questions that we may have missed.
Perfect. Okay, they are starting to come in. So I'm going to look away, and I'm just going to pick one. I got one. UMass Amherst. Woo. Okay, so okays do open up a ticket in Discord, which we'll show you how to do in a second here, and we will send you some swag over to Amherst.
Yes, of course. Well, speaking of Discord, I think this is a good point for us to tell you how exactly do you create tickets on create support tickets on Discord. I'm sorry, and what other things can you do on Discord? So the first thing that you need to do is to go to this link that will get you directly onto our Discord server, and I'll send that in the chat. Here we go. While you're on that server, the first thing that you need to do is look for a channel that's called Start Here. And as the name suggests, it has instructions on what you need to do to get access to sending messages to all channels and get your relevant roles for this week. You will find a YouTube link also inside of it that explains that process. And there's a team member who's going to show you what steps you need to follow while you do that. It's going to be really easy and wouldn't take about more than a minute for you to do that. Once you've done that, we want you to go to this channel called Challenge and Roles and answer a question that asks you if you're attending Global Hack Week. And if you've also registered and checked in for Global Hack Week, you should have the relevant roles already. But if in case you're not sure and you don't know if you have access to these channels, all you need to do is look for a channel called Data Week. If you can see a channel called Data Week and you are able to send messages into it, you are all good and all ready to be successful during this week. But we talked a little bit about sending a screenshot to support tickets. So I want to tell you what support tickets actually are. Throughout the week, I'm sure you will have a lot of questions while you work on challenges, while you go to live streams. If you have any general questions, which may be of how do I debug when I'm working on a challenge, or maybe you want slides that a presenter used while they were streaming, all of those questions will be a good fit for any of our general channels because our community is really, really helpful and really quick to answer these questions. And all of us together, the MLH team, we are a small team and we may not be as fast as all of the different people on our Discord server. But if there are specific things that require you to reach out to us directly, the MLH team directly, and if it requires you to share any personally identifiable information, say your email, that's when you should be opening up a support ticket, because all the questions that you send to us over a support ticket will only be visible to you and the MLH team. So all you need to do is look for a channel that will be called Support Tickets. You will find a few buttons in there, one of which will say Global Hack Week Support. Click on that, give us your name, give us your email, give us any details that you have about your query, and one of us will be back to help you with those queries. For our friend who we announced as the winner earlier, and I'm going to find that chat again. But yeah, for you, all you need to do is click a screenshot if you haven't already. Click a screenshot right now and just open up a support ticket and tell us that you're this person who won the surprise prize during opening ceremony, and one of us will be back right after opening to add you to the list of winners. I don't know if you were able to get the screenshot already, but we're going to go forward. If at all you did not get a chance to get the screenshot already, we will come back to it later. But have we mentioned challenges a few times during the stream, but we've not talked a lot about it yet. Mary, do you want to talk to us about that?
Of course. So challenges are the prompts we have for you to keep hacking throughout the week when you are not on one of our live streams. So these have a really wide range, everything from really short coding prompts, things to get you started, all the way to big design challenges, to full projects, things like that. They're really meant to give you some inspiration. I know when I'm learning something new, a lot of times the biggest barrier I have right away is just not knowing what to do with it. Like thinking, okay, I want to learn how to use MongoDB, but then you need to think of an idea to make with MongoDB. These are meant to get rid of some of that decision paralysis for you, and give you a prompt to work on. So I always like to remind folks with these, they are flexible. They're meant to be inspiration. So if you see one that you're like, I like that, but I want to tweak it a little bit, go for it. That is awesome. This is not, strict homework by any means. It is meant to give you some inspiration. We have a new challenge dashboard that is very, very cool, that just rolled out a couple of Global Hack Weeks ago. Go and check it out, ghw.mlh.io/challenges. You can submit all of them over there. For Global Week hackers that go way back, you know that this is a fantastic improvement to our challenges flow. And thank you to the person in chat who gave me the link. If you find any bugs on that challenges platform, please report them in bug reports. It is a very, very, very new platform that our team has built. So there may be some bugs still lying around in there. Please let us know so we can make sure to get any of them fixed if you do happen to find one. All of the challenges are going to close on the 18th at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So you have now until next Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern to get all of the challenges in that you would like. Remember that you do not need to do all of them, though. Do the ones that are interesting to you. And if you want to make sure you earn swag, those featured ones are what you've got to make sure to get done. Starting tomorrow, you'll get a daily points email that gives you a download of what all you did. So if you're not sure if you correctly submitted or did everything for swag, anything like that, do not worry. We will email you and we will let you know. Make sure that you're registered for the event, though, so that we know to send you this email. That is one of the biggest things that I know can trip people up sometimes. You might be attending the live streams and coming on Twitch and all of that, but if you aren't actually registered for the event, we won't know that you're here to send you this daily email. When you're not working on challenges, though, I recommend hanging out on the live stream. Siddharth, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, of course. Well, we'll have a lot of live streams, and I did mention this earlier that we have more than 50 live streams, I think the last time I counted, and all of that is going to happen on Twitch and YouTube. And I'm sure everybody watching us right now has already figured out where to watch us. But if specifically you were looking for closed captions while you were watching us live, you should be watching us on YouTube because YouTube has that feature built in. But you are free to watch us either on Twitch or YouTube. YouTube will also store all of the recordings from not just this Global Hack Week, but all of the Global Hack Weeks that we have run before. So you can go back and watch everything from, I think, the first time we ran a Global Hack Week on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go catch that. Maybe the next time you go to a hackathon that has, let's say, a AI theme, that's a good way for you to go back and watch all of our AI ML related Global Hack Weeks, Gen AI Global Hack Weeks, everything that we've done in the past. It's a really good resource, and I highly recommend you go watch some of those when you have some time. And when you're going to these live streams, you will also get a link from the streamers. And I'm going to post that in the chat just to give you an example and also get your points started or earning points started. You will find links like this that streamers will drop in the chat. And when you click on that, you will be able to register and check into these events like you did for the main event. And this tells us that you were coming to all of the different live streams that we were running, and you were also checking in. Like we said, if you go to a minimum of 5 live streams or check into a minimum of 5 live streams this week, you get bonus swag. And if you were to check into this right here, right now, you only need to go to 4 more throughout the week out of the maybe 49 others that we're going to run this week. So get started right now. Go click on this link and get started with earning points and getting closer to earning swag for yourself. But every day when we come back and give you a download of what's coming up next, we also tell you a little bit about the schedule for today. And we're going to do right that in this moment. Well, right after this session, right after the opening ceremony, we're going to be joined by the Fasten team who are going to tell us all about the AI magic, the AI agents magic that happens inside of that platform. It's not just them telling you how to use it, but they're also going to walk you through some of the workshops, some of the challenges, that's going to run through our Global Hack Week. This is also one way for you to earn more points, get closer to your journey of earning swag at Global Hack Weeks. So make sure that you join them right after this opening ceremony at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be 8:30 p.m. IST for the folks in India.
And I see we have a bunch of questions coming in chat. We are going to do an entire Q&A session once we get through all of these. So please stick around, and we will answer anything that we haven't answered on the stream. All righty. So the MongoDB workshop, these are happening at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and there's another right after them. So I will show you both of them. This first one is going to be a 101 session. We're going to do a whole overview, very beginner friendly, and then Rosendo is going to transition into talking specifically about vector search. So stick around, you're going to get that kind of wide overview and then a bit more of a deep dive into this particular tool. I know we have a lot of Rosendo fans in the chat, so go show up, be loud in the comments, ask him to play his kazoo. Yeah, please go and tell Rosendo we sent you over there. I know he has lots of fans, rightfully so, as he deserves. What do we have coming up after that?
Well, next up is going to be your first workshop for the week, where you're going to learn to write or learn to create designs with Figma, specifically with Figma Dev Mode. Like I said, Figma is the fastest and the easiest way for you to create designs, and not just designs, but also get code out of it that's of production quality. Ryan Lay is going to be running this one at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be at 11:30 p.m. IST. For folks in the IST time zone or the time zones close by, if this is too late for you to come back and attend this one, don't worry. We have another one coming up, I think on Saturday. So you can always come back, and that's hopefully more friendly to your time zone. But yeah, if you are around, if you will be able to make it, go register for it right now and hang around.
And then after that, we have Wei on the stream. Shout out to Wei, who is in the chat. Make sure you go and join his workshop. It is at 3 p.m. Eastern time, 12:30 a.m. IST. I know that is a little late for some of our IST friends, but I also know we have lots of night owls who come to Global Hack Week. If you do miss Wei's workshop, though, do not worry. You can catch the recording. Wei is going to be doing an intro to agent mode in GitHub Copilot. Huge shout out to Wei. What do we have after that?
And next, we are going to start with the basics of data, which is first exploring what it means to have data inside of these files called CSVs, and how do you really process them, analyze them, and get started from there. Well, all of that will be done by Bully at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's again going to be a little late for folks in the IST time zone, or for folks in around that time zone. Make sure you come back and watch those recordings. But if you are still awake, go register for this and show up.
After that, we have Vincent on the stream. Vincent is one of our newest streamers. Please go and show him a huge Global Hack Week welcome. I know you've seen him at the last 2 Global Hack Weeks, but go and give him all of the love. He is going to be doing a stream on using AWS, Athena, and QuickSight to turn raw data into insights. So you're going to learn how to do, like, basically take a raw query and turn that into meaningful dashboards. This is so crucial if you are looking into wanting to be able to show off some of your data skills in the workplace. Like, this feels like a magic trick when you're able to go from just a quick query to like visualizing what that means. Go and learn how to do this with him. I promise it is going to come in very, very handy. This is an awesome thing to show off to future employers.
Well, right after that, we will have this mini event. And I think we did not talk about mini event. We did not talk about mini event yet. Mini events are going to be a way for you to take a break from hacking and just get together and have some fun. We're going to run this one called Wikipedia Races specifically during this time, but you will find a lot more of this happening throughout the weekend. That's going to be hosted on Discord. So that's one more thing that you should be looking forward to when you're on Discord. Wikipedia Races, if you have not played this yet, it's a really fun game where you're racing between Wikipedia pages. Well, if I were to give you a lot more details, I think you would still start researching and the game would become easier for you. I want it to be more fun when you don't know so much about it. So all you need to do is go to Discord and look out for when this goes live. This is going to be at 6 a.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. IST. Yes, mini events. We love it.
Yes, we love a mini event. And then after that, I'm also just now realizing this is such a packed day one. This is awesome. Quinn is going to be on the stream for outlier detection with predictive uncertainty. So learn how you can use machine learning models to flag something that is unusual, and use that data. This applies in probably every single sector that uses big data, but being able to look at some of those nuances and predict things that we don't really know is such a cool thing that data allows us to do. Very practical skill right here. Go and join Quinn. That's at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6:30 p.m. IST. Sorry, yeah, 6:30 p.m. IST. So that's tomorrow for everybody. What's
Next
Stephen
up,
up
we
to?
have Next up, we'll have Stephen coming back to show us what GitHub Copilot is and all the magic that it has to offer. Well, if you've not used GitHub Copilot yet, this is your AI companion. And I like to describe this as having another member in your hackathon team, or even if you were building this in-house, think of this as another friend that you have who's more experienced. Think of them as a senior engineer who you have as on call. This does not just let you talk to it and create some code, but it's really helpful when you want to fix some things, you want to document what you've been writing, or even understand code that is written by someone else. So think of how useful it's going to be when you now go decide to make open source contributions, right? Well, this is a tool that's really helpful in your daily journey and when you also now go and write production level code. So make sure you are joining Stephen for this one at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be at 8:30 p.m. IST.
And then the final stream of the day is going to be our Today in Global Hack Week stream. This is the stream we do every single day at 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9:30 p.m. IST, where we talk about some cool highlights from the day before and go over the schedule for the next day. So what Siddharth and I just spent the last few minutes doing, where we went through every single stream, Quinn is going to do that tomorrow, and then you'll have a different MLHer doing it every day there on after, right on the stream at the same time. If you want to be featured on this, the best way is to be active in Discord. We love to show off cool artwork that you all made, cool projects you made, anything else over there. So if you want to be featured, post stuff in Discord. That is the best way to do it. And we'll see you back there. I know I'm on the Today in Global Hack Week next Monday. Siddharth, are you on any of the Today in Global Hack Weeks this time around?
Yes, I'm going to be back on Wednesday.
Nice. Awesome. So we will see all of you in the future on those. We want you to help us make Global Hack Weeks even better. And the way to do that is taking our surveys. So do you want to tell folks a little bit about these new surveys that you've rolled out?
Yes, of course. Well, you will go to a lot of streams, a lot of mini events this week. And while you're going in, we want you to tell us how you're really feeling about these streams. And is there anything that we can do to improve your experience? This is a very short survey. It wouldn't take you more than 2 or 3 minutes, where all you have to do is come and tell us what streams you have gone for and tell us what you really love about them and also some improvement points so we can make sure to make it better for everybody else coming in to attend these later. We also love to do a swag drop from everybody who's filled this. So that's again one other chance for you to earn some swag. But honestly, this really helps us make Global Hack Weeks better. So please go fill it out. You can do this maybe once a day. Just select all the streams that you've been to and give us some feedback. But please come in and do it whenever you find some time.
Yes. And Siddharth, I believe you have something that you're going to show off live on stream. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. But before I get there, I want to quickly shout out that while we get to these Today in Global Hack Week streams, like Mary mentioned, we always love to feature all the work that you do. This can be any fun things that you're chatting about on Discord, or even projects that you're building, even outside of DataWeek. And an easy way for you to share your hacks with us is by going to this link, that's mlh.link/GHW demo. And while you give us or send us or link us to the projects that you're building this week, we would love to have some of you come in and demo your projects live to the rest of the Global Hack Week audience, or even have us demo your projects and give you the shout out that you really deserve for the awesome work that you do throughout this week. So feel free, and I can see a hacker in the chat putting the demo link for us here. All you need to do is go to this link, tell us what you're building. This can be a challenge from Data Week or even other projects that you're building. Tell us all that you're doing, and we will definitely make sure to feature you on one of our streams. Well, talking of demos right now, and because we're doing a lot of data related things, I know AI is also fairly relevant to the world of data. And it will only be fair if we kickstart things by doing a quick demo here on this stream. So what I'm going to do real quick is to bring up my screen, and I'm going to take us directly to the, sorry, just figuring out what screen to share, but I'm going to take us quickly to VS Code, which should be visible to you right now. Perfect. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this. What I'm trying to achieve here is to show you all the challenges that you're going to work on this week. I want you to also get some help from AI, because that's a really, really trending thing these days, to show you how you can fast track all that you're building, not just during Global Hack Weeks, but also otherwise when you go to hackathons, and even the other things that you're going to build as part of your school or your professional journey otherwise. So what you have on the screen, or what I have on the screen right now, are three different sections. On the left, you see all the files that I have open. I'll walk you through that in just a little bit. I also have this file called prompts.txt. I'll also tell you what that is. And on the extreme right, I have an extension called RuCode, which is going to help me interact with Google Gemini. That's the AI tool that I'm using today to show you that magic that AI can really make when you're building projects, and the really good stuff that AI can do for you while you're doing all of this. So what I'm going to do right now, and I'll walk you through this, I promise, I'm going to just copy these prompts all together and get the magic started, and then come back and explain what these prompts really are. I'm going to hit enter while it processes it there. But this file called prompts.txt is just a collection of prompts that I have for Gemini, where I wanted to make a fully functional chat app. And this is all going to happen in less than 3 or 5 minutes, I promise. If we were to walk really quickly through what I have in here, I'm going to minimize my Explorer, but I'm asking it to build a Python Flask web app that has a chat interface. I wanted to use best practices such as creating a virtual environment, and then a few other things that I would normally do when I am creating a project. All of this, I can still talk to it one by one, talk to the extension one by one, and have Gemini do it for me. But to save some time, I just had all of the prompts together in this text file, and I just copy pasted it over on the right side. Now, if you notice, there's a lot of things moving in the terminal, which if you look to the right, you will notice that Gemini noticed that I did not have these extensions downloaded already. And it decided that it should be now helping me with installing extensions and then going forward to create some files as required. And that's exactly what you see right now, right here. The thing that I always like to point out when we're doing this demo is that AI tools can never be always all correct, which means you need to be treating this as a member of your hackathon team, uh, to whom you will be sitting down and chatting about your ideas. Yes, Gemini magic, it's truly magical, and you'll see all of that happen in just a second. But you need to be talking to Gemini as one of your hackathon teammates, explaining what you really want for it to make. And there may be errors that come across. All you need to do is tell us what errors are coming in and have it really understand and build things on the go for you. While we are doing that, because we're building a chat app, I've also asked Gemini to use the Gemini API key that I already have as part of the file explorer. So if you notice this file here called .env, it's also called the environment file. Env is short for that. It's where you save all of your secrets, and Gemini API key is one of that secrets I have in there. And like I promised, I'm sure this is looking like something straight out of science fiction, right? You see all of those things moving, files being created. This is exactly how AI can change the way that you write code and bring your ideas to reality really, really quickly. So for now, here I'm using Python and Flask because I'm more familiar with it. And if things go wrong anywhere, I have previous knowledge, so I can fix this real quick because I'm doing this demo and I promised I'll do this under 5 minutes. But as you develop any of your hacks, you don't really need to restrict yourself to Python or Flask. You can use anything, any file that you want. There is this command that I think it wants me to run. So I'm going to just say run command and it'll have it move. But you can also automate these things, these actions that it needs to take. Now I can see that it's trying to run the application for me. This is the command that it should use. I have a link also available in here. So hopefully I'll keep my fingers crossed when I'm doing this. But I'm going to copy this link and open up a different Chrome tab and check what it's going to show me. Well, the first looks of it does look like a chatbot. So I think we got what we were looking for, but I'm going to test it and really see if it really gets me what I want. So I'm going to say first, hey, who are you? Let's see who we are talking to. Looks like we're talking to a model trained by Google. Looks like it's Gemini in the background. To take it further, I'm going to ask it, What is Major League Hacking? Let's see if it knows anything about Major League Hacking. Oh, looks like it does. This is probably not the best formatted response that I could get. I'm sure this it was trying to make this bold and a few other fixes that it had to do. But like I said, we can keep talking to it and make it look even more better. So right now we have a chat app that was built what in under 3 minutes, I suppose. But I also want to give you an opportunity to use this while you're at home. So for that, I'm going to use this tool, this service called Ngrok that will help me expose the port or expose the URL that I'm using locally. So you all at home can also use this. So I'm going to just click on proceed while running. And I had the ngrok command or the prompt as part of the prompts that I copy pasted earlier. So in a few seconds, it should make that go live. And Mary, if you can help me drop that link in the chat for folks at home to also try it. So while you open that link now, I'm going to quickly refresh this to check if everything's working. I'm going to ask it the same thing. Hi, who are you? Looks like it's all working. Well, the only thing to keep in mind here is because we have about 150 people watching us live right now. If all the 150 of you were to try this link out at the same time, my laptop may be a little slow to respond because of how much traffic it can handle, but you will be able to use this and I'm going to keep it live. I really love it that you found it wonderful, but I'm going to keep it running for a few more minutes and we're going to go back to the slides. But while we get back to the Q&A section, I'd love to know what you think of this and if you have other ideas of what we should be doing. Interestingly, I also saw someone build a Flappy Birds applications using the same exact thing that I was doing right now. So there's no bounds to what you can build with this is the really cool thing that I want to highlight. I'm going to get back to slides and have Mary take us forward.
Absolutely. Amazing, amazing work there, Siddharth. I've seen that demo before, but genuinely every time I'm like amazed by it again. And it just gets me excited thinking about like what I'm going to build next. I'm sitting here staring at some hardware that I've had on my desk for a while that I've been being a little bit lazy with actually building. And I'm like, that got really the wheels turning in my mind of like, okay, I need to go and start building some things. These AI tools just make it so much easier. I do want to talk, though, quickly on a serious note here. MLH hackathons are a safe space for everyone. By being here today, you agreed to the MLH Code of Conduct. TLDR is abuse and harassment are never tolerated. If anything happens that makes you feel unsafe or uncomfortable, please reach out to us at this email or phone number. We want to make sure that you learn and have fun this week, and that starts with you feeling safe here. I also like to give an extra warning at digital events. Keep in mind that there is a person on the other side of the screen. Sometimes even something intended as a compliment can be not taken that way. So things we always like to remind folks, commenting on someone's physical appearance, even as a compliment, is not appropriate at Global Hack Week. Remember, there's another person on the other side of the screen there, and be kind to everyone here. And with that, we want to give another huge thank you to all of our partners who made it possible for us to be here and run this event for free for all of you and send you awesome swag. We could not do it without all of them. And I'm going a little quickly here because I see we only have 5 minutes left for Q&A before our next stream starts. So we are going to do a rapid fire Q&A. Do not worry if your question doesn't get answered here. We are always available over in Discord. So just migrate over there if you have any questions. But I want to make sure our next stream gets to start on time. So let's go for it, Siddharth.
Yes, this one question about was I using VS Code? Yes, I was. I was using VS Code with an extension that was allowing me to talk to Gemini. It's very easy to set up. If you need some help, just get in touch with me on Discord and I can walk you through that. I have other question here about can we train this chatbot with professional knowledge? You should be able to. Honestly, I have never tried that out. But like I said, there's no bounds to what you can achieve with it. You just have to keep talking to it. And a few other prompts that if I was in your place that I would add is that I need to make this specifically for this use case. And this is the professional knowledge that I want to add. If you were to talk to Gemini a little bit extra, I'm sure you will get there. And if you were to build this week, just let us know that you did and link us to your project on that form. I would really love to feature you in one of the Today in Global Hack Week streams throughout the week.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we have a bunch of questions about tooling. So someone who doesn't have any cursor tokens left. Siddharth, any recommendations there?
Yeah, so what I was using here is not cursor, but I was using VS Code and an extension. If you were worried about, and I haven't used cursor so much, so I don't know how the tokens work there. But if you were to use Gemini, they have a very good free tier that gives you a lot of free tokens that you can use. I've honestly never run out of tokens like that with anything that I've built. But you can also request for another API key and be able to create from the start without having to worry about tokens. If that's what you're looking for, just switch to VS Code, get started with another Gemini API key, and you should not be able to, or you shouldn't be in a position to worry about tokens anymore.
If you're not a student, I know if you like very recently graduated, most of those student offers are still available to you if you have your student email address. So I do want to highlight that. Outside of that, Figma's free tier, which is what I use most of the time, does have a ton of tooling on it. So it still has a lot that you can utilize.
Yeah. Is it a weekly workshop session? We have a session or a lot of sessions every day, and we run sessions close to 24/7 this week. I'll link you again to the schedule page that will give you an idea of what streams are running, when is it running, all in your local time zone. So that's the link that you should be going to.
I'm surprised we aren't just getting like slammed with questions.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a student email address, GitHub Education will let you sign up for the student developer pack in other ways. So like uploading a picture of your student ID. I think there's some other options there. It just takes a little bit longer. So you've got to be patient because they verify it. But you can get around that.
This question again about Gemini API keys. No, I did not have to pay for it. You can create a Gemini API key for free and just get started with what you have.
Alrighty. And Siddharth, we have someone right after us on the stream, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. I thought we did, but here is another question. We'll maybe do like one or two more. Will we get a certificate for this or a digital badge? No, but if you are looking for digital badges or certificates, I recommend make sure you get those MongoDB skills badges. And then the daily email we send you, it lets you know how many points you have and all of that. So you could always screenshot that and use that kind of as a badge of sorts.
Okay. And there's someone in the chat asking for the link to GitHub Student Pack, Student Developer Pack, and then Figma. I have all of those links for you to go use. Cool. And I think we are at time. This is when we should be saying goodbye. And because we're going to come back to the stream, we're not going to miss a lot of fun. But any parting notes that you have for everyone here, Mary?
No, I think, or yes, actually, I hope you all have an awesome week. I'm very excited to see what you learn. I'm going to stick around and watch the next stream. So I'll see you all in chat, and happy hacking, everybody.
Yeah, see you all really soon. Happy hacking. Bye.
Bye, everyone.